Well, I thought I could make it by 9:05, but apparently I can't because my clock up there is saying 9:08. How are y'all doing tonight? Hey, I got a quick question for y'all, and then we can, if anybody joins, we can talk about it. Mom, if you're there, hi. Um, if you do Walmart Spark, are all the shopping offers you see now doubles? I mean, I know there's been doubles, but every single one of them, except, well, I say every single one of them, all but one shopping order that I have seen when I had Spark on was all doubles, all of them. 25 items, 16 items, 45 items, 30 items, and occasionally 20 items and 6 items. Those I'll do. But it seems like almost every one of them now are doubles. I was just kind of curious as what they're doing um, in your area. Hello, Tim. I see a few double shops, mainly single shops. That how you doing, Rodney? Remember the curbsides are triple? Yeah, yeah. All of them here is triple. Hello, Chris's gigs. But I turned it on. I say it was Sunday when I was no Monday. Well, actually Sunday and Monday. But all of them but one offer on the shopping orders was all doubles. And we've been getting doubles, but mostly I would just take singles. But they're all doubling up now, all but one of them. And I would say probably 20, one out of 20 were all doubles. You don't do double and triple or anything on sport. Well, anymore on the curbside, you wouldn't be doing them at all here because every one of them are triples. Every one of them. You know, when I started, they was all singles, 20 to 25 bucks for a single drop. And then they went to doubles, and now they're triples. I'm eating Mexican food. I had pizza earlier. Uh, Emily came over and helped me put a fluted uh, a cabinet together, like it goes in the kitchen. What they call that? Oh, a 55-inch fluted cabinet sideboard buffet with adjustable shelves. Uh, so got one thing knocked out, but filled up one 64 gig SD card and a bunch on another SD card. So I got some editing to do. If Spark gave us credit for one trip for every drop off, I would do some. Yeah, well, they're paying about $3 a drop. That's base pay is about $3 now. Now I know a lot of people calculate it. They say no, 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 no. Base pay is $9. Well, that's 3 drops. That means $9 divided by 3. 3, 6, 9. That's $3 base pay for each drop. And people are doing them. And I don't get it. Even with an incentive. A good incentive nowadays is $4 extra an offer. And even if you take that, that's only $13. I, I, I wouldn't move for $13. I've seen triple grocery orders. Wow. I've seen triple grocery. Oh, for a curbside. Yeah. Yeah. $9 is the base pay. I did read on a Reddit post, and the guy said that he was a manager at Walmart, and he said by mid to late 2025, the base pay on curbsides are going to be $7. So apparently it's fixing to go down some more. But with the hopefully some of the cutting of drivers, I don't know how that's going to work out for them. I hope not good. I know that it will never go back to the way it was, but I would like to see it go at least halfway back the way it was. You know, it's crazy. Yeah, yeah. 1950 for shopping orders, yeah. And now it's $11 here. is what it is. But and the doubles are staying about that. You know, they try to throw in that extra pay if it's got a case of water on it or an apartment, but I don't know. You didn't see as many shopping orders back then either. Up until, oh man, I really can't remember. I want to say like 2 years ago, year and a half to 2 years ago. Of course, time flies. But up until then, we never saw shopping offers here. I mean, I would read about them on Reddit and see them on YouTube, but we didn't have them. But now that we got a bunch of them now, and there's plenty of them, plenty of offers come across, but very few were taken. Granted, I did do a double, and that was the one that wasn't a triple. I mean, no, yeah, and it was a double, but it paid $38, and it came about 6 blocks from where I live, and I was coming home anyway. I was in town, and I just turned it on to see if I could get anything, catch a order going back home. And the only reason why it was that is it had like I want to say an $18 or a $19 tip on it. So, you know, I don't mind taking a 14 or 15. I know it kind of lets Walmart know that they can get away with it, but you know, I'll take a low paying one if I'm done for the day and it's coming to where I live. Then I'll take it. You know, I know I probably shouldn't, but I do. Otherwise, I don't take them. I'll sit in the parking lot and watch YouTube or play spades on Facebook. Anyway, got a you can't hardly see it now. It's dark. Put together a what do you call it? A printer stand last night. It was number two of two. It was two of two. That all started back in January, but they sent one. I got it done, and then all this time they finally sent the other one about 3 weeks ago, and I just got to it last night. Hello, Lisa. You didn't. I didn't see you. Sorry. Quietly snuck in the back door. I don't know. You know, if Spark keeps going down, I unless I'm just bored or in town for something, I'm not fooling with it. I could turn on DoorDash, and if I could get on, but a lot of times you can get on at the busy time in the evening. Um, but I could do DoorDash and pick up 20 or $30 and never leave this little town that I live in. There's not but about 4 or 5 places to pick up orders, but I don't really have time to do them anyway. And but I enjoy doing the gig work, getting out of the house. Man, when you sit here for 3 days in one house doing reviews and editing and never leaving, it's like, oh my God, I got to get out of here. Spark was horrible today. Hmm. So have you noticed almost every one of the shopping orders are doubles now, Lisa? I don't know if you was here when I asked that question, but I believe it was Monday, Sunday and Monday or Monday. I can't remember. Anyway, every offer I saw except for the one that, or no, except for one was a double, and the one that was a single, if I'm remembering right, it went like 25 miles, and it was like $14. Yeah, I think Walmart's trying to make every one of they're doubling the work up. Um, and Emily told me, and I don't know if you saw the same thing because she generally does Spark after work, and I just hadn't had time. But she was telling me she did a double. What is today? Thursday, Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, and uh, you got A and B. It made her shop all of A and then start B. I hope they don't start doing that. Now I don't know if that was a fluke or if that is going to be the new way because of people getting stuff mixed up. But when you start putting two shopping orders on one person, you're just looking for it to get mixed up. But I don't know that Walmart really cares as long as they can get it delivered. Depending on the drop off, they aren't bad. I Well, the one that I did do that was $38, and that was a really good one. I hadn't seen one like that in a long time, but it was because of the tips. Um, but it was like 21 items on one and like 6 on the other. So those I don't mind doing. If it's just like 4, 5, 6, 7 items on one, 20, 25 items on the other, that's not too bad. But I'm not going to do a 20 and a 20 or a 30 and a 20 or. And there was one I didn't get it. Emily got it, and she was telling me it was a double. It seemed like I want to say like 115, 120 items on one and like 30 on the other. And it paid like $28. And you're telling me you'd have to have 2 shopping carts and maybe 3. That's over 100 items is a lot, especially if they're getting them big packages of toilet paper or paper towels, a couple of cases of water. I bring an extra bag to separate the orders. Well, when I do the small, because I only do the smaller ones, I just use the kitty seat. I just use that, and then I'll put the big order in the basket itself. If the little order has a big package of toilet paper or whatever, I don't worry too much about getting that mixed up. But that's about the only thing that I'll put down there with the big order. It's something that it'd be kind of hard to get that messed up, but it can happen. But anyway, I'm just hoping that every order or every offer on shopping orders don't turn out to be doubles, because it's just not going to be good. I never done a batch shopping order. I've seen them, but I've never took them. Yeah, if one is like I was saying, if one is small and the other one, is 20 items or something, that's not too bad. I wasn't going to do them at all, but now I kind of started doing them because you don't have much choice. But there was mixed in. It was like 20% doubles and 80% single shopping offers. And now is from what when I had Spark on, I would say 99% were doubles. So, I don't know. And if people do these, good and well, they're probably going to start trying to do 3. It would not surprise me one bit. I'm just glad I've gotten to the point where I don't really have to do Spark. I need to do Spark. Well, I have to if I don't sell some stuff on Marketplace on Facebook, because I've got to have X amount every month to pay the bills and be able to eat. And the good thing about like Amazon doing the Amazon reviews, I already know, like, I got paid today by about the 5th. I'll already know what next month's check's going to be. So then I'll know how much Spark I've got to do. If it's only going to be like 1,200, I know that I need to make up $800 throughout the month, whether I'm selling stuff or getting some paid reviews. I can kind of see what I got to do. Dree Namera. I don't know how I am able to do triple with Instacart way back. It seems insane. Oh wow! I have Instacart, and I did Instacart probably 3 times, but I don't do a lot of shopping, and a lot of things that people order on Spark too, it's not stuff that I buy. I'm pretty basic: tortillas, hamburger meat, lunch meat, bread. But they'd be buying some chicken chow mein or some tofu, and just different oddball things, and not tofu. The what's the wraps? Anyway, like Oriental wrap tortilla thing. Anyway, that's why I just quit doing Instacart, because at number one, it wasn't paying that good, and number two, I didn't know where most of that stuff was, and it was taking me too long. Like, you need 3 quarters. Well, if Walmart keeps it up, you're gonna have to have 2 baskets every time at Walmart. That's why I don't know if it showed up or not. The thumbnail for this live, I, I put stacked 2 Walmart baskets on top of each other. I did blur out the Walmart, so there's no trademark thing there. But I don't know. I'm glad, and I don't always practice what I preach, but in my career choices in the last 4 years, I practiced what I preached, and I worked on other things besides gig work, and so far it's working out. But we all know how that can go. It can change that quick. Right now, I can honestly say I'm blessed. Next month, maybe a whole different ballgame, because most everybody has worked retail, so they know how it is. Some months are going to be great, some months are not. You can, at least in retail, you can kind of like I was produce manager, so I knew from month to month whether it was going to be a good month based on your holidays, the season, all that. And if you work in in a Walmart where it's just general merchandise, that might be a little harder to tell. But you know, you just go with it. But like I said, the good thing about Amazon is I know how much I'm going to make next month. Like in about a week or so. Oh, plus I can sell stuff. We're going back to Bowie, so I sell stuff at Bowie too. Well, it's a flea market once a month. I was produce manager briefly. Loved it. I really loved it. I made well for that time frame. I made bank because I got quarterly bonuses, and I was a wheeler dealer with some of the locals, because it was an independent grocery store. He had one. No, he didn't have. He had one in Iowa Park, 2 in Wichita. Maybe he did have one here in Burt. He had 3 or 4 grocery stores. But anyway, he was a ex meat market manager from Safeway. Most everybody knows where Safeway, or knows about Safeway. Anyway, when they closed out, he bought the buildings and put in the grocery store. But I was able to buy local produce, and my boss, he had the flatbed trailer, and we went over to like around Seymour, Texas, which is kind of southwest of here, I believe. Because cantaloupes, I mean, huge cantaloupes, we could buy them for a quarter piece, and I could sell them for uh, 2 for $1. I'd run them on 2 for $1, and sometimes at 99 cents each, and you know, it was good profit. Actually, it was cheaper than a quarter a piece. We didn't pay much, but we had to drive out there, and usually we could just drive through there, and the guys would load us up. Well, watermelons. These watermelons, well, Tim, the watermelons we had back in the 90s, were watermelons, big watermelons. Now they got these little basketballs and they call them big. I don't know what they've done to make, I don't know what they do with the big ones because they used to all grow the big ones. You know, even my grandparents out there where they lived, they had big watermelons, not these little basketballs. But every once in a while you'll see the bigger ones, but not very many, not very often. Those digital scales with QR code are great. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, and a lot of times you don't have, like on your green onions and stuff, you don't have to scan it. The cilantro, you don't have to scan that no more. You just put in the quantity and you're gone. But I did notice on your produce now where you could just scan, put it on the scale, scan the QR code, and you're done. Now you have to put the quantity on there, then put it on the scale, then scan the QR code. So they added an extra step, but it's still a lot better than trying to read the old dial ones. We had the dial ones up until maybe a year ago. They had some digital ones before they started doing the QR one. But by the bananas at one of the Walmarts here, it had the old dial scale, and I didn't look that close. I guesstimated if it was a quarter of a, if it was a little over a quarter of a pound, I put a quarter of a pound. They don't weigh it at if you do get a cart check. They can't weigh it. New scales are new to me. Not sure when they started using them. You have to find a farmer's market to still get those huge melons. They still grow them. Yeah, that's what I say. They got to still be growing because they didn't just quit growing, mutated to little things. But I haven't been to our farmer's market. And we have one, but maybe I ought to run. Well, no, I won't have time. And I would like to, but I won't. No use in me even saying that. My mom goes occasionally, so I could ask her, but I bet they still have them in there. But man, sometimes we'd go to unloading them watermelon trucks. You know how big they were, and we'd be chunking them and catching them, and then almost knock you down and toss it to the next guy. Ain't no way I could do that now. Joining late. Did I miss anything important? Yep, we did a $1,000 gift card giveaway. I'm sorry you missed it. Tim won it. I can tell you all about it. Sorry, pork chop. But hi, glad you're here. Basically, we're just talking about double orders on the shopping orders for Spark. Almost every one of them I saw, 99% of them. Yep, you missed it. He was the only entry. Their vendors are the biggest farmers market here and get most of their produce from Produce Row, not fresh from farm. Oh man, you want to hear a story? As I was saying, when I was produce manager, I got quarterly bonuses. Okay, we had a produce store. Well, actually, there was two in Wichita Falls, but they were independents, and it's supposed to be all local, homegrown stuff. Well, obviously, if you know this area, they don't grow oranges here. But anyway, he wanted to buy a pallet of oranges, which is a bunch. Oh, I was just giving Pork Chop a hard time. I told her we had $1,000 gift card giveaway and you won it because she was late and she missed out. I was just playing. Um, but he ordered a whole pallet of oranges. And that one cost me dearly because he never came and picked it up. Then they started molding. And he showed up one night with him and his buddy and their women, and all of them was drunk. And I had him banned from the store. I said, "Don't you ever come back in here," because he would buy stuff as his parents who had the produce store. Um, but I mean, he was a grown man. It was older than me, but they had probably been in business in Wichita Falls for 75 years or more. So I've trusted him because he would buy like 10, 15 cases of lettuce at a time and stuff like that, kind of like a restaurant does. But a whole pallet of oranges, man, that one cost me. I never did that again for nobody. The only time I ever did it, the guy wanted to buy, it was like 30 cases of apples, and I made him pay a deposit. He had to pay for half of it up front. And then when he picked them up, he could pay the other half. But I wasn't ordering because we ordered it all through affiliated. What the grocery store was affiliated, and I think they was out of Lubbock, Texas. But yeah, but a lot of these, like you were saying, at the farmers market, but I don't know if they're still in business now, but a lot of the two supposed local produce stores didn't buy it local. They bought it from me and another grocery store. It was called Big Nine. But anyway, that was my temporary job for, I don't know, 11 years. Went from welding to selling produce, and I don't even eat produce, but I guess I learned more than what I realized. My grandparents had a pretty good sized garden, but I didn't eat any of it. But I knew what it was supposed to look like, and I knew good and bad. And a lot of it, I just winged it. And my boss taught me how to do fresh corn on the cob when they bring that in. He said, just pull it back, start chewing on it. If it's sweet, buy it. If it's not, don't buy it. Looking at this picture that's on Windows, it really looks like, unless it's no, it's not a smudge, but it's let's see. I don't know if it'll show up. News break. Oh, my flash is on. That's no good. See if that'll show up. But look right there. Like, they took a picture of a atomic bomb, or is it a fire? I couldn't really tell. That's just a Windows desktop picture. Kind of cool. It keeps getting my attention. I'm like, what is that? Might be some grass fires or forest fires. I don't know. I don't even know where that would be. Was it like Scotland somewhere that's got the green mold on the mountains? I don't know. Oh. Well, hello, Ray. Some of the sweetest white corn on the cob comes from right across the river in Illinois. So good. Anyway, I got nothing else. If y'all got something, by all means, bring it up. So we'll have something to talk about for a few more minutes, and then I got to start editing. I got the printer cart done, but I haven't finished. I'm right up to finishing it. I think I did finish it, but I didn't save it. And then I need to cut it down because it's like 18 minutes long, but there's some kind of funny parts in it that will be on YouTube, but I'll cut them out to put on Amazon. You're supposed to be authentic with your videos, but on Amazon you can sort of, but you can't. You got to be a little more professional acting. For instance, I went skip step 1, 2, 3, and 4 on this cart because I was doing it on my desk, and it has metal. It's a metal frame, and I didn't want to put that on top of my electric desk, so I put the casters on it first. But in doing that, about midway of putting it together, it started rolling off, and I caught it. But I thought, I'm going to leave that in the video. It's kind of funny. People be thinking, you're a moron. But anyway. No, well, yes and no. I mean, they wound up emailing me, and I sitting there writing in the manual about the wording in the manual, but I don't guess they want to know about all that. I don't know. I'll ask them. But I couldn't get it to switch from the front camera to the rear camera on the camera itself. And it's not in the manual. So I sent them a message. They've sent me a message earlier, and it did work. It does seem like it does get hot, though, because I was doing, I've got the thing to plug the cigarette lighter, and, I can just, hmm, this, and I can just plug that in. But just doing it in there in the living room, it seemed like it was getting hot. So if it's going to get hot in there, it's probably going to get hot in the dash or on a windshield. But I need to, they want it done by tomorrow. So I really need to go put it in the car when I get off here and go drive around, see what it looks like at night, and then go drive around tomorrow and see what it looks like. But I may kind of wing it. But I've got some pros and cons on it. For the most part, there's pros. One cool thing about it, and I haven't seen it on any of the dash cams, is on the app. Let's see if it'll bring it up. It has the GPS on the app. No, it's not going to bring it up. But anyway, it's got your picture of your camera here or your view, but then on the bottom half down here, it's the GPS, the map. I thought that was, I mean, I know you got GPS on your phone, but having it on the app, that's kind of cool. It's different. I hadn't seen that on another one. You thinking about buying a pocket rod and reel? Oh, one of the expandable ones. And the cheapest stacked tackle box Walmart has for one video. How big of a? Oh man, you could do fishing on a budget and keep it under $15 or 20 nowadays. Some fishing content I do. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It might cook in the car, but I need to find out. It's supposed to be pretty warm tomorrow. I don't think the rod and reel is even 2 foot long. I looked at them today. Oh, well, a long, long time ago, um, Mom's probably forgot about it, but by now, if she's watching, she'll text me because I remember one time it seems like she said that it's my fault for my dad. My dad fished and stuff when he was younger and stuff, but when he gets married, had kids and stuff, it was more time working. But I bought him a pocket fisherman, and it might have been. Well, I'm sure Mom gave me the money to get it because I didn't have the money, but it was what I wanted to get him either for Father's Day or Christmas or something. But it was, it was like this long, but it slides out, and it was like a 5 or 6 foot rod, and I guess it inspired him to start getting back into fishing. Mom said it was my fault because he bought boats and more fishing stuff. But yeah, it was just a little. If I remember right, it was like a lever action. She's, Mom just texted. Oh yes, you insisted. Not my fault. Just pocket reel. Yeah, but it seemed like it was. You held it like a lever action gun. It seemed like it was like that. I might be wrong, but I just remember it was short and it was telescopic. And then he bought a regular rod and reel, another rod and reel, some fishing tackle, then a boat, and then another boat, and then another boat. But it just, I guess it just reminded him of what he was missing. Plus, we were starting to get older. I don't know. I was probably 8, 9. I don't really remember. But, well, I might have been older than that because he was working at EGI, I believe. Because I think that's when we moved out to Lakeside, and that was in between 7th and 8th grade year. I don't really remember, but anyway. Let me open up YouTube so I can click on that link. Let's see. Where is Dashing Grandpa? He's live. There. Okay, there's the link. Yeah, that one. Yeah, 31.99. I don't remember. Oh, it was on Cascades. Okay, so I was between 2nd and 6th grade or 7th grade. I would think say I think I was like 8 or 9 maybe. Yeah, I had actually not like that one that you sent, Tim, but a regular fiberglass rod and reel. I did a review on year before last. Um, it was pretty stiff. I don't know that it wouldn't have cracked with a big catfish or a bigger bass, but for crappie and stuff like that, it would have been fine. Hello, Wendy. Yeah, I think that was, I want to say 2 years ago. How long? I've been doing reviews for a while now, I guess. I don't think I was going to. Oh, yeah. This is what I did the review on earlier. Emily came over and helped me do it. That thing is heavy. Uh, pretty impressive for Amazon furniture. Pretty heavy duty. I was a little surprised. Can you believe they still sell Ronco Pocket Fisherman? I think they come out in '78. That might have been. I don't really remember. But it seems like that's what, let's see. I'll take a picture of it and send it to my mom. Say, is this what it was? But I think it seemed like it was like that. But I can't really remember. That was a long time ago. I guarantee it wasn't 31.99 back then. It was probably 9.99. Maybe in less than that. Walked out on the flower, or out and checked out my flower bed. It ain't greening yet. Ain't nothing budding up yet. I know it's just one day, but sometimes I'm impatient. I think we was at TGNY. Did y'all have TGNYs where y'all lived? That's probably where. Yeah, you're probably right, Mom. Pretty car door. I don't go over to my neighbors over here after about 7:30. He's going to bed. The neighbor across the road, they go to bed early because he works at Whataburger. So about 5 o'clock in the morning, I see his headlights pulling out and going to work. The guy next door, he's Air Force, and I guess he gets up about 4 o'clock, 4:30. Wow! I took a security camera over there last week or week before, and it was like 7:30. Knocked on the door. It took a minute, but then I heard him walking around, and then he came to the door with a blanket wrapped around him. I said, "Man, I didn't mean to get you out of bed." And he said, "Oh, that's all right." He goes, "We go to bed early." I think so. I wanted to get a shirt, and you said no. Oh, Father's Day. Okay. So Mom wanted to getting a shirt, and I said no. And $100,000 later, overall, not all at once, but Fiji and wine, turtles, girdles, and yo-yos. Is that really what it stands for? I really don't know. She says definitely in a bunch of dollar signs. What was that in Willy Wonka? So little, so little to do and so much time to do it in. It was a play on words. The Pocket Fisherman was 1995 when it came out. That was a lot for the time. I'm surprised it was that high. That would have been high for back then. Anyway, I left the door open, but it's going into the abyss back there. Can't see my clock though. Anyway, so how's the mic sounding? Is this going to be the way we're going to go? I think we decided that last night. I was just before I boxed this one up, I was going to ask one more time. I guess I'll sell it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think any of y'all would be interested in it because y'all gonna be using lawn mics and stuff. You may be like me. You don't like it sticking up in your face, but I don't care. If somebody would use it, I'll send it to you. I'm driving, so listening in. Okay. Well, you're out. Well, for y'all, that's not late. Mike sounds good. Okay, good deal. I'm just using this. I just this big old thing when it's down in my face. I tried it up here and it sounded horrible. Then I had to put it like right here, and I don't like it. Although it does hide that, I guess that would be one advantage. I don't mind the mic in my face make me look like a crow. You want it? I'm serious. I don't know how much it would cost to ship it. It probably wouldn't cost that much. This is yeah. You can hook it up the USB or dynamic or the XLR. And the boom arm is still in here. It's right here because I already had one, so I just put that mic on it. Here's all the stuff. Nope, you have one. Okay, can't even give it away. I'm gonna box it up and take it to Boo, but I'll sell it as used, so because I have been using it. I'm not gonna sell that for new. I have a pretty high dollar water purifier. It's got the filters in it, and you can hit hot water, and it puts it out instantly. Pretty high dollar. I don't use it. I thought I would use it. I don't use it. My daughter came over the other day and brought me. I guess she's changing her living room up and brought me the rug that she had in her living room floor. It helps dampen the sound in the living room, so that, or when I'm making videos, and it looks all right in there. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was, but anyway, I tried to give her that water filter thing. She goes, "Yeah, I don't think we'll use it." But it has to, in order to make it worth it, and you need to use a lot of water because if you let it sit for like 2 or 3 days, then you got to run it through the filtration cycle again, and that takes about 30 minutes. And all I was going to do is make a bowl of oatmeal and maybe some hot chocolate here and there. But as long as it takes to cycle that thing, then I could have threw a cup of water in the microwave and had my hot cocoa drink before that thing ever got finished. It just wasn't worth it. But she didn't want it. I guess I could tear it down and mark it as used and take it to Bowie. I don't know. I don't know if my aunt would use it or not. They would. They probably wouldn't use it either because it's too much of a hassle. It needs a home that's got 3 or 4 people that would actually use it to keep that water circulating. But it's pretty cool. Ray says he will take it. Oh, okay. All right, well, okay. Will do. And I already got your address, so I will. God, I hope it don't turn out like what was it? What was it? It took me forever to send to him a dash cam. Golly, it took what 3 months for me to actually get it to the post office. But yeah, okay. I'll take it up here. I don't know what that sounds. It probably won't cost that much. It doesn't weigh a lot, but anyway. Okay. I'm gonna keep the other one, but I'm gonna have it hooked up and ready to go in case I'm doing a live or something and the battery goes dead or something happens. Then I can just whip that mic around here and put it in front of my face and keep it going. I probably. Oh, I know I'll have an Amazon box to put it in. I got it. There ain't nothing changed on that table from the other night when I was showing y'all because what I did review there was 2 big boxes that was in the living room. So my table in here, which is a desk, which I tried to put on the trading post, I figured people would want to buy it, but apparently nobody wanted it. There's a gnat or something. Anyway, I got to edit and then start videoing some more reviews. Ain't life grand, but for real though, I mean, I'm almost to the point where I don't have to do Spark. I need to though, but it feels good to know that you don't have to. But if you don't sell stuff though, then I have to. And that desk, I really figured somebody would want it. 60 inches and it's just a flat desk. But anyway, I put it in there. I don't know if y'all saw it or not. I put it in there in the storage supply room, storage room. I don't even know what I should call that. Sometimes his address includes the doghouse. Oh, nah, I can't even imagine that one. I think a lot of married men and men with girlfriends are well acquainted with that doghouse at some point or another. But anyway, y'all, I am going to go ahead and get off here and I got to get these edited, and I've got one video on the trail camera that keeps getting rejected by Amazon, and I cannot figure out what's wrong with it. I've went over it and over it and over it and over it and over it, and something they keep flagging it for personal information, and there is absolutely no personal information on it. I didn't. There was in the owners or in the manual, there was a QR code that you scan with your phone to install the app, and you could barely see the side of it. I blurred that, and it's still getting flagged. So I don't know. But anyhow, I'm going to get off here, and I'm not going to be moving away from right here, but I am going to put this SD card in and start doing some editing. So I will talk to y'all later. I hope y'all have a great rest of your week and a great weekend. Weather is looking great out there. If you get a chance and you're into fishing, if you get a chance, like I said, get out there and enjoy it. I'm going to try to. Um, maybe Saturday. I don't know. Anyway, y'all keep smiling, bashing, dancing, prancing, doing whatever it is you want to do. Keep doing something because you're going to grow old if you don't. And it'll sneak up on you in a hurry, let me tell you. I'll see y'all later. Thanks for being here. Bye, y'all.